Hey everybody, Chris here. Welcome on a Saturday night. In this video and on this live stream, we're going to be talking about Elon Musk and what is going on. Is he changing his focus away from crypto and towards AI? We're going to be talking about that. Also, going to be looking at the charts because we've got some big price action today. When we were on yesterday, things were just flat, going real flat. No price movement at all. It was actually pretty boring. But today we got some price movement, and I heard from some of you buying the dip, and I bought the dip too. Not in Doge and some other coins, and I'll tell you what those were, and also strategy going forward. So we're going to get into all of that. Let me drop down here into the corner. And if you're watching this on the video, on the replay, you missed the live stream on the Saturday night. So you're probably out having fun, I hope. But join me every night, 9 o'clock. I am here. That's 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, United States, where I am here in Boston. That's when I'm going to be on. So come join the chat. Certainly like to hear what you guys have to say, because we're all in this together, right? And I tell you what I'm doing, the things that I see on the charts, and so far, been pretty reasonably close to how things are trading. You're not going to get all these rocket ships to the moon on this channel because we're still kind of in the bear market. And so you see these dips up here. We're going to be still seeing more of those, I think. And those are buying opportunities. That's right. If you've been listening to me and watching me, we're talking about wealth building, right? And this is the time to build wealth. When there's blood in the streets, blood on the market, that's when you buy. You don't sell when you see these big dips. This is when you buy. And when you buy and you accumulate on these dips, that means when the bull market happens, you just sit back and watch. Now, there's no guarantees on any of this. We got a lot of FUD out there about crypto and regulations and Binance and all this stuff and what's going to happen there. But we kind of work through it here on this channel to try and figure out what's real and what isn't, to talk the truth. So glad you could join me here on a Saturday night. Hey, Nathan, how you doing? Yeah, we'll be talking about Elon in a minute. Cheers, everyone. The song of the day is Alive and Kicking. Love that from In Excess. That is right. Good song. Thanks for the song of the day again, Nathan. I missed that for a while. So glad you made it tonight. Yeah, I got that. Song of the day. MJ Payne. Got some at the dip. Very good. Very good. I didn't buy Doge. I bought something else. I'll show you that in a minute. But first, let's get to the story. What is going on? Here it is. Dogecoin fan Elon Musk says he's moving away from crypto to AI. Huh? What? What's this? Elon and AI now? Is he in love with AI and he's forgetting all about Doge and crypto? Recent tweet from the biggest and most influential fan of the meme cryptocurrency Dogecoin, Elon Musk, surprised 130 million of his followers. He stated that he used to be in crypto, but now his interests have expanded to AI. So here is the tweet, the actual tweet right here. And it's in quotes. So that should be the first clue, right? It's in quotes. I used to be in crypto, but now I got interested in AI. Because he put it in quotes, that's not what he means. No, that's not what he means. You know that Elon is all about memes and jokes. He's just saying, hey, guys, look, there's a lot of you that have been like following this shiny thing over here. But now, hey, there's another shiny thing over there. So let's go over and let's look at that, right? That's what he's talking about. That's not Elon. That's just people in general and what he sees on Twitter. because obviously he lives on Twitter and he sees what people are talking about. Right now, crypto's in the bear market. Everybody's talking about ChatGPT and other AI stuff, and he's seeing a lot more tweets devoted to that. This is just a quote. It's not Elon. That's not Elon. Elon hasn't forgotten about crypto. He's not turning away from crypto. But yet there's all these articles and there's all these people on Twitter saying, oh, Elon is leaving crypto and it's going to crash. Did you see crypto crash when he tweeted this? No, look when he tweeted it. It's on March 3rd, right? He tweeted that right over here, right in the middle of this sideways trading is when he tweeted that. It wasn't here. That wasn't this dip that you see right here this afternoon. This was yesterday when he tweeted this. It was actually right after our stream ended, is when he tweeted it. So no, Elon, he's not forgetting about crypto. Now, I think right now, because he's trying to do all these applications for licenses for Twitter to operate as a payments platform, that's going to take months and months to do. He also wants to have some kind of form of currency that's on the Twitter platform so people can pay for things on the platform. It could be a tip to a creator, or it could be to buy, like maybe there's going to be a merch store, right? And you can use these Twitter coins or whatever they are, but you have to buy them with something, right? If you want to buy some, you might be able to collect them doing other things on the platform, but that's where crypto eventually is going to come in. Now, he said probably fiat to start with, because this is going to be a worldwide thing. And then once he starts crypto, it's going to be like country by country by country. It's going to take a long time to figure all that out. But he says he's got some engineers working on it. My guess is when he onboards crypto, it's not just going to be Doge. It's going to be lots of crypto, and maybe he's going to use some BitPay or other third-party aggregator, because he's going to want to open it up as wide as possible and not exclude anyone. That's my guess, because he wants Twitter to be profitable. And I think if he just only did Dogecoin, that would probably piss a lot of people off. And Elon doesn't want to do that with Twitter. He wants to make it profitable. So this is going to take some time. This tweet that he did has nothing to do with him turning his head away from crypto. He still loves Dogecoin, the dogs and the memes and all of that. So that is what we're talking about here. So much wow. If you had invested $100 when Elon Musk first tweeted about Dogecoin, here's how much you'd have now. Interesting little article here, right? Benzinga, all crypto is just trading sideways and pretty much flat. So they just got to make crap up, right, in order to write these articles. So this is what Benzinga wrote today. This was before the little dip. We'll talk about that dip in a minute. One of the most popular voices behind Dogecoin is Elon Musk. Elon tweeted about Doge many times, which often caused spikes in its valuation. His tweets used to have much more impact on Doge than they do now. But Dogecoin remains one of Musk's favorite topics on Twitter as well. So here's a look at how much Dogecoin has grown in value since Elon first mentioned Dogecoin. His first tweet was back on April 2nd, 2019. That's right, this goes back to 2019, almost 4 years ago. Musk replied to a tweet, and he said, Dogecoin might be my fave cryptocurrency. That was his first tweet about Dogecoin. It's pretty cool. That was in response to this poll. This poll was in April of 2019, and it was the Dogecoin Twitter account. Funny that this was on Twitter, saying, hey, Dogecoin needs a CEO. Let's vote for one. And Elon won the poll. And so that got Elon's attention. He said, yes, he'd become the CEO. And he even had the title on his Twitter profile for a while as the fake CEO of Dogecoin or something like that. But that's how it started, was back in April of 2019. Then his next tweet was on July 17th, 2020. On that fateful day, Musk shared a meme of Dogecoin passing the global financial system, saying, "It's inevitable." The Dogecoin standard taking over the global financial system. That was pretty cool too, right? This was a long time ago now, but that's when Elon started. While Musk often tweets about Dogecoin, which can lead to spikes in the price, this new tweet, "I used to be in crypto, but now I'm interested in AI." Again, we just talked about that. That's just a joke. That's not him moving away from crypto at all. So what does this have to do with the price? Well, back on April 2nd, 2019, the price of Dogecoin was 0.002552. That's right. It was less than a penny a Doge. In fact, it was a fifth of a penny, 0.0025. So if you had bought $100 in Dogecoin then, that would have gotten you 39,000 Doge. And the value of that $100 investment today would be about $3,000. From $100 to $3,000. Or if you had put 1,000 in then, how much would you have? You'd have $30,000. So that's a 30x return. That's pretty good. On July 17th, 2020, the price of Doge was 0.003, so less than a third of a penny. So then, if you'd put $100 in on that day, you'd have 32,425 Doge, and today that investment would be worth $2,482 today. So I know some got into Doge really early, bought a crap ton of Doge. Some have lost their Doge. Some bought it back in 2014, and then when Doge was pretty much dead in 2017, 2018, nothing was going on. They sold it, got out of it, and probably are regretting that now, because who knew what was going to happen? Dogecoin hit an all-time high of, well, according to Benzinga's quoting, 73.76 cents. So at its peak, that $100 investment would have been $28,900. If you had put in $1,000 back in April of 2019, that would have turned into $300,000. Just kind of fun to look at that. But that was when it was all starting, before the big rise in January, February of 2021, when Doge finally broke through that 1 cent barrier. And when it hit 2 cents, that's when I bought a crap ton of Dogecoin. And it kept going up to 8 cents, came back down to like 3 cents, and then eventually took off. We show that on the charts quite often on this channel, but that's what we saw happening. And that's the power that we have with Dogecoin. So, should you sell your Dogecoin today? Who's selling their Dogecoin? This is Investors Observer. Should you sell your Dogecoin? Well, their sentiment is at 46. So Dogecoin is like right in the middle. It's better, according to them, with their technical rank of almost half of all other cryptocurrencies. So they have it right in the middle here. But they don't take into account, this is just technical analysis, don't take into account Elon, the power that Elon has, and these other projects coming up with Doge, because that is what can make Doge take off, and that's why we're in it, and that's why we love it. So kind of interesting there. But that's what's been going on with Doge. We'll get into some other things in a little bit. Look at the charts here, 7.57. So what happened this afternoon? Why did we have this dip? Well, here's Bitcoin. Bitcoin has just been flat. Look at that. Just flat. And there were a lot of people on Twitter today kind of making fun of it. Ben Cowan's put a poll out. What do you think Bitcoin's going to be? 22,350, 22,340, 22,330, because it was just dead. But then Bitcoin started trading down a little bit. And as Bitcoin was trading down, the altcoins started trading down, but they were trading down at a higher percentage. So what does that mean? That means Bitcoin dominance was going up, right? Bitcoin dominance. That's right. So the Bitcoin dominance started going up because Bitcoin was just going down a little bit, but altcoins were dropping more. Now, at that same time, while that started dropping down, I was eyeing, some buying opportunities, right? Some coins that I'm interested in. Doge was one of them, but I had just bought a bunch back here at this dip. I bought at 7.39 is where I bought here when this was coming down, or maybe right when it started coming up. I don't recall, but that's where I caught Doge. So looking at this dip here, it was pretty much the same. I didn't know it was going to quite dip that far, but two things were going on. One, Coinbase was down for maintenance today. And so I buy a lot on Coinbase, and Coinbase was down. Coinbase came back on, but it was after the V hit the bottom, and it was during this recovery just about a couple hours ago. So couldn't buy on Coinbase. And on Coinbase, what I was looking at, adding to some that I had already previously bought, like Optimism. I was going to buy some Optimism, and I couldn't on Coinbase. Now I could have bought it on Binance US, but I've got my other Optimism on Coinbase. I just like to keep things, where they are, right? When I buy them and then figure out how I'm going to move them to wallets and stuff. But I keep them together. And Jasmy, right? I was going to buy some Jasmy down here, like Jack did, right? Hey, Jack, you bought more Jasmy. So you caught Jasmy down here at 0.0052 or maybe even 0.00516, right down here in this dip. That's a great spot. I bought a bunch of Jasmy over here too. Right before I bought that Doge, I bought Jasmy while this was coming down. And I liked it so much, I was looking at maybe adding a little more. But it was on Coinbase, so I couldn't do it. Coinbase was down. But I had Binance US open. In Binance US, the things I've been buying on Binance US is SHIB. We'll talk about SHIB in a minute because I had bought SHIB here. This was what I bought SHIB 2 days ago. I bought SHIB, then I bought Jasmy, and then I bought Doge. And the SHIB I bought, I think I got enough SHIB now. And I'm just like, I don't know if I want to buy anymore. I got enough risked in SHIB. We'll talk about what may happen with SHIB, but I think I got enough there. So what else was I looking at? I was looking at, what else do I have on Binance US? I have Yearn Finance. I've got a lot of Yearn Finance. I'm very happy with that. I'm way ahead because my average is like 7,000 and it's up over 10,000 now. So I'm not going to add any more Yearn Finance. And then Ribbon Finance, I'm very disappointed in. I'm down on that, and it just hasn't been moving much. So I'm just going to hold what I got there, and we'll figure that out. So that leads to Cadena was one, and Kusama was another that I have. But I wanted to get into the graph, and I bought the graph right down here at 1362. I got the graph right on that tail at that dip because that was very similar to where it was 2 nights ago, but I was buying Doge at that time. So I caught the graph right there. So very happy about that. I'm now into the graph. And the other was Aptos. And I got Aptos at 10,705 right here on this tail right there. So I got both of those right on the dip there. Again, I'm talking about diversification. I'm getting into other coins. Got a lot of Doge. That's my biggest holding by far is Doge. And I've got Algorand. That's I might actually have dollar-wise. I might actually now have more Algorand still than Doge. But I'm going to keep accumulating Doge. I only want a little bit more Algorand. I'm going to do more Doge. But anyway, this was a buying opportunity for this dip here. And this is how I trade. I buy dips. There are some people who just dollar cost average and they just buy, a little bit every day or once a week or whatever the price is, they just buy. That's not a bad strategy. Not a bad strategy, especially if you're looking 2 years ahead. If you think we're going to be in this big bull market, you're going to look back on this and you're going to be like, I was just dollar cost averaging and look at all the profits I'm making. Most likely, that is if the bull market follows this 4-year cycle and the trends, and we're going to be seeing the whole crypto market moving up again. We hope that happens, and that's why we're here buying now, because we think a year or two from now, the Bitcoin halving is probably a little over a year away, and following Bitcoin halving, as it's happened every 4 years in the past, we've gone into a crypto bull market. But this is the time to accumulate. So that's what I'm doing. And I always tell you what I'm buying and what I'm doing. So that's where we are right now. That's where we are right now, guys. Yes, MJ, about Elon. He did put in a quote. Don't know if that means anything. And I think it's just him having fun. That's my guess. And Nathan, if he did decide to leave crypto, the song of the day would be Burning Down the House. Doge and Sheeb. Cheers, everyone. Yep, so Sheeb. What's going on with Sheeb? Because I bought some Sheeb, and I'm only buying the Sheeb to make a profit here. I'm not buying Sheeb for any long-term hold or anything like that. This is just purely investing to make a profit. Now, is Sheeb going to take off when the shibarium comes out, and especially the next bull market? Are we going to see Sheeb take off? We don't know. It's a risk, right? It's a risk with Sheeb. You don't know. Sheeb already went on that huge run about 1.5 years ago. Could it go on a similar run again? That's what I'm betting on. I'm betting on it. And I think there's enough support for Sheeb still that as long as they do create this real level layer 2 shibarium, they really do create it, Sheeb is going to do okay. And I'm going to be along for the profit, and I'm going to sell it sometime. And I'm going to then take those profits and I'm going to roll them into Bitcoin or more Doge or something for longer term holding. That's how I'm playing Sheeb. But Sheeb right now, it's kind of down. At 1121, if we look at the coin market cap, let me refresh this here. Just we got the latest data on coin market cap. We do see that Matic has flipped Doge again, but it's close. It's very, very close. But we also have Sheeb and Tron battling it out. I think a little bit earlier today, Tron was number 14 and Sheeb was number 15, and they're kind of battling it out. If we look at the past 7 days, Sheeb is down 9%. Tron only down 1%. So Sheeb hasn't been doing well the past week overall. Doge is down 6% over the past 7 days. So, yeah, that's that. So when things are just going sideways, Sheeb tends to drift down a little bit. That's typically what we see. But then when there's a little excitement, Sheeb takes off. So what's going on? Well, we've got this shibarium thing coming up, right? And so Shiba Inu's highly anticipated shibarium earned support from Binance-backed gaming altcoin. So this is Voxel. So they're going to be building something in the shibarium, we think. Building a game or something that would be awesome. That's what they're looking for. If you go to the Sheeb website, you see this shibarium intake form, right? Shibarium, it's time to begin. The intake form for an L2 blockchain, decentralized global system of businesses, projects, platforms, and people. Here for the common good of Sheeb. That's right. You go to this intake form, you go to here to this link, and this takes you to this site. Join the shibarium. So this is what this is about. We start now, and here, if you are a developer and you're making projects, you can start getting ready to build right here. So this is a lot of work that's got, I kind of think that all of this work going in here isn't for nothing. There's something here. So I think being on board in SHIB right now isn't a bad bet, because once this starts really working, wow, that's going to be awesome. So I haven't clicked on any of these. Let's say we want to create stuff. What does this do? You just put your name in here, looks like. Yeah. So you got to put your name in here, and maybe they'll sign you up to start building or something. I'm not going to do that. So, because I'm not building anything, but it looks like this is what this is getting set up for. It's for people to be able to build on SHIB, which is a layer 2 on Ethereum. So this is what this is going to be about. And so it's going to use Bone as its gas. And by being a layer 2, it's not going to have to pay the big gas fees like you do if you build right on Ethereum. That's the advantage of these layer 2s. It can be faster and cheaper to be able to run whatever project, game, or whatever it is. And that's what they're betting on. So will this be successful? I don't know. There's a lot of other layer 2s out there, right? You can do Matic, you can do Avalanche, other things going on. But actually, Matic, I think, has their own blockchain too. So, so that's the bit about SHIB. Jack says, I think SHIB will be a moneymaker. So do I. And this time, I'm not going to be sitting on the sidelines if SHIB takes off. I'm in the game now. And when it takes off, if I should say, not when, but if, but I'm pretty sure it will eventually. I mean, there aren't all these ETH whales into SHIB just to let it sit here and go sideways or even go down. It's going to pump. There's so many people that are in SHIB, and SHIB is like worldwide, and so many holders, and they're a passionate community of holders that when SHIB starts pumping, you're going to hear all about it. And I wanted to be on that train the next time it takes off. So I joined SHIB. Doge is very similar to Atari. It's not going anywhere. Yeah. Doge isn't going anywhere, that's for sure. So that's a bit about SHIB. Thought that was interesting. One other article I wanted to reference here. A lot of people talking about this Ethereum and the Shanghai upgrade, and what's going to happen when the Shanghai upgrade comes out. Now it's looking, it might not be March, it might be sometime early April. Not quite sure the exact date yet. But what this upgrade does, aside from like upgrading Ethereum, it allows people who have staked Ethereum in preparation for ETH 2.0, which was the proof of stake ETH. And I've got a chunk of ETH that's staked on Coinbase that I staked back in June in support of ETH transitioning from proof of work to proof of stake. And once I committed that ETH to that staking, I couldn't touch it, because that was the rule, right? It's not going to be able to be, you're not going to be able to remove it from being staked until the proof of work Ethereum reaches a point where, I forget what the exact wording was back in June, but they say it's going to be this Shanghai upgrade is the time. But the thing is, the price of Ethereum last summer when we were staking was what? Ethereum was priced at about 2,000. So yeah, it was right in here between May and in June, I want to say, is when that staking started. So if you had bought ETH then at $2,000 and you staked it, that means right now with ETH at 1576, you're in the negative. And according to this article, only 16% of Ethereum stakers are in profit. That's right, only 16%. Because a lot of people were worried that as soon as this staking unlocked, a bunch of people were just going to sell their ETH and it was going to tank the price. Well, what this Decrypt article is saying is, well, with only 16% of ETH stakers in profit, you're probably not going to see a bunch of dumping. Who wants to sell for a loss, especially if you know we're going to go into a bull market and you think that prices are going to go up. So you just keep it staked and keep earning more ETH. That's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to unstake my ETH. I'll just leave it there, continue to earn more ETH by staking, validators, nodes, security of the Ethereum network. That's why you stake for a proof of stake cryptocurrency. I'm going to keep mine there and we'll see how it goes for the next year or two, or whenever the time comes where I think, that's enough. But I thought this was interesting because a lot of people are talking about ETH price tanking when the Shanghai upgrade comes out. But right now, I don't know. I don't know if there's going to be a ton of selling like people are talking about. So just wanted to share that with you guys. That's the latest. Doge is, let me go back to the 30-minute chart here for Doge. Yeah, it just looks like we've resettled back up where we were after the big dump 2 days ago. And we just had this V-shaped dip. So some people bought on the dip here. Some bought Doge, some bought some other coins like I did. So that's what we do, right? We buy the dips. Now, is it going to dip further? It could going forward. We don't know. Sunday will be interesting to see what happens with Bitcoin. Bitcoin has traded up a little bit this evening, but now looks like it's trading back down right where it was when it was trading sideways here. So going into Sunday, looks like we're going to be back at 3,050 or something like that. That's what it looks like for Bitcoin. Now, my prediction for Bitcoin, if you guys remember, this was over a week ago where I predicted Bitcoin was going to have this drop. So this was my prediction of Bitcoin. I did this live on stream a couple weeks ago. This was my prediction and pretty close to it. I was guessing it was going to drop probably a little bit below 22,000, but it looks like on the drop here two nights ago, it hit 22,000 was exactly what it hit and bounced off. So 22,000 strong support for Bitcoin then. This blue line here, this is the 22,000 line. So it looks like that's strong support. Would be tough for Bitcoin to trade below that right now. So we'll be watching that as well. I'll be back tomorrow night, 9 o'clock. So please join me. We'll see how the Sunday trading is going. I'm guessing during the day, it'd probably be pretty slow. And then usually Sunday nights, especially when stock futures open up for Monday stock market trading. We'll see how those markets are doing. Sometimes there's a little more volatility in the crypto trading. So we'll be watching that on Sunday night. Now, after this stream is over, I'll be resetting up the Dogecoin 24/7 Dogecoin live chart. So you can always check in on that, leave a message in the chat. I check in regularly, and others can comment as well and leave in the chat as well. You can always check the Dogecoin chart on YouTube, Dogecoin live on my channel. So that's what we got going. Jack says Shib is like a cult. Yep, that it is. Curtis, hey, welcome. Yep. That's me. I'm just having fun right now. We're doing this nightly live stream. So we'll be staying in touch this way. I'm also on Twitter. So you can follow me on Twitter. Here is my profile at ChrissPax. I now have my blue check mark here at ChrissPax. So join me on Twitter. Please follow me. and we're going in this together. I've been posting these fun little videos that I pick up here and there, which are a lot of fun. Little funny cat video and other things, just having a lot of fun, and crypto stuff every now and then, just having some fun on Twitter. So follow me on Twitter too. I certainly appreciate that support. Right now, where it looks like we're dropping a little bit more with Bitcoin here. So it's already come down to 22,284 here. So we've got a little bit of drop tonight. We will be watching what Doge does, back down to 749. So yeah, looks like we might be turning around a little bit here as well. So anyway, we'll be watching that. Do check out Dogecoin Live. That'll be the live stream. I'll get that on in about 5 minutes. Appreciate the support. Please like and subscribe as always. And we will see you next time. Let me get my ending little outro video up. Here we go. Thanks so much. We'll see you tomorrow night.
Dogecoin, which started as a complete joke, has like skyrocketed to not a joke anymore. It hit an all-time high of almost 10 cents yesterday, but it was so minuscule you wouldn't have understood why you have millions of shares.
Didn't Elon tweet that too?
And arguably, the most entertaining outcome and the most ironic outcome would be that Dogecoin becomes the currency of Earth in the future.